Hey, how's it going, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the Open Mic Podcast, the official podcast of the Open Mic app, coming soon to an app store near you. But in the meantime, let's hear from the artist. In this episode of the podcast, I chatted with Lexi Scatena, a singer-songwriter from Northern California. She spoke optimistically about the opportunities available to artists in the Bay Area, overcoming stage fright, and the importance of finding a solid mentor. Her latest release is Hopeless Romantic, a love song that is bound to brighten your summer.
Silk dress and rosy cheeks, city lights and tried teeth, soft lips, a warm chest, heartbeats, don't wanna leave, cigarettes, smoky streets, you got me falling deep, soft smile and ocean ice, sweet sleep by your side, let me stay in your arms till death do us part. Stars aligned, it was fate, love greater than space. Let me stay in your arms till death do us part.
How are you, Lexi?
Good, how are you?
I'm doing well. Thanks for joining us today.
Thank you for having me. This is awesome.
Of course. So I saw you have an upcoming show at Angelica's Place in Redwood City.
Yes, in August. I'm very excited.
What are you going to be playing there? And tell us a little bit about the gig and how you went about booking that.
Yeah, so it's going to be my first big gig in the Bay Area, which is where I'm from. And I'm studying abroad in fall, so I wanted to do something kind of to celebrate that, but also celebrate the music success I've had. But with my friends and family who are all there. And so Angelica's is a venue that I've been to before because I've had friends perform there also. So I just contacted them back in, I want to say like February. It's been a while. So I'm going to be playing there with a band that I met the girl at an open mic and she has her own band. So they're going to open up.
Oh, nice. Love when that happens. Love when you meet people at open mic events.
I know. I love it. Open mics have changed my life, honestly.
and where was that open mic event? That wasn't at the same venue, was it?
No, the open mic event was at a cafe called Red Rock in, where was it?
Nevada, maybe?
No, it was in the Bay Area.
It was in the Bay Area.
Yeah, I'm blanking out on the name.
That's okay, as long as we know it's in the Bay Area.
Yeah, Red Rock Coffee. I'm pretty sure that was the name of that too. But yeah, I met her there and we've connected ever since. We've stayed in touch ever since. And I asked her and her band to open up for me. So they're going to open up. They're so talented. Their band name is Metro.
Cool. Shout out Metro.
Shout out Metro. Yeah, I'm really excited for them. They're doing great things. And they're so young. And I love them. But yeah, so I'm just going to be performing a mixture of acoustic songs and backtrack songs, but all originals and covers. But it's a dinner and show type thing. So you come and you can purchase tickets online. They're more expensive at the door, so it's best to purchase online. And you have dinner as well. So it's just a cute little.
Yeah, nice night out.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's in the Bay Area. And you mentioned that you grew up in the Bay Area, so I'm sure you know a little bit about the music culture there. And I've heard from some other artists that it's a good area to be an upcoming artist in right now.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about that.
So I definitely agree. The culture there is insane, especially for art. When I was living there, I was more shy about singing and such like that. So I didn't really pursue it as much in the Bay, except for that one open mic, which I'm kind of sad about. I wish I took more advantage of the opportunities over there, but it's cool. But from the artists that I have seen there, they're all extremely talented, and there's so many. What I've noticed is the main like genre that kind of dominates is like hip hop and R&B. You see a lot
Right.
of really big artists like Kalani and G-Eazy who come out from the Bay. So that's a huge genre there, which is kind of what I'm diving into. So another reason why I wish I was still there. But yeah, the music culture there is really awesome, and for the most part, pretty welcoming.
Now, you're obviously a young artist. You mentioned that when you did live in the Bay Area, you're away for school right now. But when you did live in the Bay Area, you didn't take too much advantage of that opportunity of living there. That's probably because you were younger at the time. But do you feel like you've come out of your shell more as an artist, and you're more confident to get in front of people and perform?
Oh yeah, definitely. And I think where I'm living now has helped that a lot, because Reno is such a small town, but they take a lot of pride in their local artists and have a huge music culture for the small town. So with that, I think living here has helped me a lot with breaking out of my shell, and school too, because they have a lot of clubs that are related to music that have also helped me kind of get out of my shell.
It's great to get involved with that. What are some of the clubs
Yeah.
that you've joined?
Yeah, so my freshman year of college, I'm now going to be a junior. That's crazy. I did a club called Musical Therapy Club, and we would go to retirement homes and nursing homes in the area every weekend and perform for them. And it was really cool and made me feel really happy to be helping others through music, which is the main reason why I do it. But I just remember the first time I sang in front of just the club itself at one of their events. I was so scared. I was shaking. I was so nervous. And so just doing that once a week kind of really helped with getting used to performing and not being afraid to put yourself out there. So that was a huge help for sure.
And what are some tips that you might give to another artist that's a little maybe stage fright right now, and they're trying to go out there and pursue their own craft?
Ooh, there's so much. A lot of what I have is going to be so cliche, but it is so true. Like, I think the biggest thing to remember and just, I think what I would tell someone is just don't listen to other people. I know that is so cliche, but it is so true. And just keep going. Like, there's so many, you're going to get so many rejections, and you're going to get people who talk smack about you. Like, that's just the art of it.
That's just
Those
the way
people,
it goes. You just gotta
that's
kind of
just,
blaze your own trail and do your own thing, and
yeah.
not listen to the haters.
Yeah, don't listen to the haters. It's so cliche, but it is so true. Like, the stories I have of, like, people who talked smack about me literally reaching out to me after hopeless romantics, like, congratulating me and telling me that they're, like, loving the song. I'm just like, oh, that's really interesting because you talked so much smack. So, like, of course, in that moment when it does happen, like, you're going to take it really seriously, but don't let it get to you, and just don't give up. Just keep going, because, it takes time. Nothing happens overnight.
So perfect transition point. I wanted to talk a little bit about Hopeless Romantics.
Yeah.
That's your latest release, correct?
Yes, that is my recent release.
And how does that compare to some of the other songs that you released? And tell us a little bit about kind of what inspired you to write that.
Yeah, for sure. So, Hopeless Romantics, I'll start with how it kind of developed. I went to New York in January for the first time ever, and I was with my boyfriend, and I just I love that city. I fell in love with that city, and I also kind of fell in love with my boyfriend again.
Was
And
that your first time to New York?
Yes, it was my first time in New York, first big trip with my boyfriend, and he's long distance, so we don't really get to do much together as much as we want. So
It's always tough.
Yeah, it's always tough. So that was a really fun trip. And I just came home from that trip and was at my piano, was just writing lyrics in my phone and kind of was vibing to it. And I was like, this can go someplace. And so I used inspiration from that trip to finish it, and got in contact with a producer from Canada. He goes by Vibeslow. And we did collaboration together that I'm hoping to release soon. But I worked with him for about 6 months, and he's freaking awesome. I had no chords. I just kind of sang him a melody, and he put all the music together. And I was like, dang, that's insane. So he put
How did you link up with him? Just social networking?
Yeah, social networking. Social networking has been huge. I'm actually in a forum on Facebook with a lot of musicians and producers and stuff like that, and so that's how I found him. He posted in it, and I listened to his stuff, and I was like, dang, you're so good, what? And his style is R&B, and so for this song, I knew I wanted it to be on the more romantic and low-key, sexier vibe, and the first thing that came to mind was R&B, which is a genre I've been listening forever, but they have the most iconic love songs ever within that genre. So I knew I wanted to implement elements of R&B in that song. And it was cool because all my other songs that I've put out have been electronic based.
Why is that?
So, backtrack to a year ago. I went to my first open mic, which I met a producer there, and we did a lot of electronic stuff, which is funny because I do not listen to electronic ever. It's pretty rare. It's usually a remix or something that I listen to, but it's not an original electronic song. And so
this one producer, I guess, inspired you.
Yeah, we just kind of did projects for fun, and they were very electronic based. And from those projects, other electronic producers found me, and so I was like, okay, I'll keep going with it. And so that's why a couple of the songs, one that I'm featured on and one that was my original, are both kind of electronic. But I want to branch out, because although it was really fun doing electronic, I knew from the beginning it wasn't my personal style.
So backtracking a bit more, I was reading in your bio that you were kind of inspired by, or not inspired by, but someone who was actually inspired by you, I guess you can say, an artist named Shannon MacArthur. And he kind of mentored you from a younger age. How important was he to your music career?
He really helped me gain confidence in myself. He found me from a video I put out on YouTube. I think it was the first video I ever put out on YouTube. And originally he wanted me to come out to LA and record some music, but at the time it just wasn't doable. So we negotiated, and instead he taught me how to produce my own stuff. I'm not very good at it, but he helped me learn the basics, which has helped a lot with me recording demos and stuff to this day. But yeah, he